Good morning, friends. It's a new day, a new start, and a fresh routine we found ourselves following. Truthfully, I find aesthetic morning routines a bit hard to follow, mostly because our lives are so wildly different. So the goal of this video is to inspire you to create a morning routine that works for you and that fits your schedule, and honestly just makes you feel good and energized each and every day. That's balanced, and that's how you consistently reach your goals, and you just have a better positive outlook on life. So not trying to be anyone else but myself. So let's run through my morning routine. First, I get out of bed and I typically check CityCast DC's email, which for those of you guys who live in DC, it's a daily newsletter that pretty much catches you up on all things Washington, DC. It's like a mix of absurd things, things happening in the local government, and fun events that you can do each and every day. It kind of keeps the day a little spicy, even if I don't do anything on there. Then I like to hype myself up gently, and I do this because it's encouragement, and I found that when I do this, I just kind of tell myself like I'm doing a good job internally, and I feel a lot better. Encouragement can always come from within, and this doesn't have to be something that's set in stone. It kind of just was a habit that I had formed when I was at my lowest, and it kind of stuck. While everyone loves a elaborate skincare routine, it's not always like that for everyone. I grew up and recently retired from a long career in track and field, so being an athlete, my skincare routine was relatively simple because I'm not gonna hold you, sweat and a billion chemicals running into your eyes is never the move. So I simply wash my face with the clarifying soap from Bolden, and I like their formula because it's like very clearing, and it's also black owned, which is awesome. And then I go in with their moisturizer and SPF, which this is a not so funny story, but I'm very adamant about putting on my sunscreen because one hot, humid, and unforgiving summer in North Carolina left my skin in absolute ruin. I developed this like very discolored spots like on my skin that grew with sun exposure, which is terrifying. And I went to an oncologist because I thought I had like skin cancer, and they told me that I was fine. It was just the sun literally bleached my skin. And from that day on, I put on sunscreen like it was my mission. So I'm empowering you to do exactly the same. I would tell you that I pick out my clothes the night before, but I literally don't. That works for some people, but I found for me in my routine, it doesn't actually make a difference. However, my tip for you is that if you're trying to build a morning routine habit that involves going to the gym, this is something that you should look into, because if you're working on discipline and consistency, it just takes out the decision of going to the gym or making that choice, and one less decision means one step closer to actually leaving the house and getting to the gym. If you're anything like me and you've been on TikTok and just listening to the entire wellness community, you've probably been bombarded with the term gut health, and it kind of leaves you a little confused, or you're like, is my gut health on the good side or bad side? I don't really know. And this is probably a little bit of a TMI, but my digestion for the past couple months have just sucked. It's like been the worst. So 2 months ago, I decided to take athletic greens because I was taking my other vitamins, but I was being really inconsistent. And let me tell you guys, my digestion has been so amazing lately after taking this. I drink it every morning. Basically, athletic greens has a pre and probiotic and all the vitamins that you need in terms of like a multivitamin, all the minerals, amino acids, and the dropper that I added in is D3 and I believe K12, and it comes with the welcome package that they're offering right now, and it's like a year-long supply. So overall, my energy has improved. It tastes like pineapple when you put it in the fridge, and it's just really easy to habit stack drinking athletic greens. So I already know I go to the gym pretty much every single morning, and before I even leave the house, the first thing that I do is take my greens, and that's just a habit that I've able to form because of the other habit of just working out in the morning. So I think it's amazing. I love it, and it's honestly tastes pretty good to me. I know everyone has different taste buds, but I like the taste. The gym is a fun place for me, but it wasn't always. And after I left track last April, I kind of swore I wouldn't go back. I wanted a break. And then I found myself back, and I've been happier than I was before. It's just like getting to move my body the way that I want to move it. And that is so much fun. I cannot tell you how liberating that feels. I think that working out should be fun. The simple act of moving your body should bring you joy. And I think that if you aren't loving the workout, or it makes you upset or angry, there's probably one of two things, or two of the two things. One, you probably have to shift your perspective of working out, and or two, the workout that you're doing is probably not working for you, or your body just does not enjoy it. I mean, it's fair. Not everyone wants to lift super heavy. Not everyone wants to be a runner, and that's completely okay. You may find that yoga is your calling, or maybe it's jumping rope that like makes your heart sing. The fitness world is legitimately your entire oyster, and there is no shortage of workouts and fitness lifestyles that you can have, and it's just about experimenting and being okay with experimenting. That's going to help you move forward. So for me, I really liked walking on the treadmill. I really liked running longer distances because I've always been a sprinter and a jumper, and I also do like lifting, but I don't necessarily want to lift as heavy as I was before, just because it personally doesn't suit my needs. And when I associate heavy lifting, I associate it with like reaching a goal that I personally just don't have right now. But everyone is completely different, and you got to find what works for you. I'll be honest with you, sometimes this workout happens in the middle of the day, sometimes it happens after work, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, well, damn, I'd rather walk outside than lift a single weight. You know, that's completely fine. That's fair. Okay, that is fair, and I'm gonna give myself grace for that. And then sometimes I just want to have a slow morning in a coffee shop, which is why I try to make my routine as flexible as possible and make sure that the time that I allow myself to actually work out in the morning can also fit into other points of the day. So if that's during my lunch break, or if that is after work, because I am a remote worker, so I do kind of have that like timing and scheduling. I think creating that flexibility is very helpful, because then you're able to complete your entire routine, even if it has to be scrambled. My workouts always end with an inclined walk or 2 to 3 mile run, depending on the vibe, how I'm feeling. I'm a jammer, so 100% of the time you will catch me dancing and singing silently on the treadmill or in between reps. Like, that is my thing. It just makes working out so much more fun. I've always been like this. I felt like when you are training and you are running like 400 repeats outside on the track, or you have to race super hard, I think finding enjoyment and fun when there's like music playing or whatever is such an easy way to lock in and stay focused. Once we get back, it's time for me to shower and make some food. Usually I get a little cute cuddles from Davan, which is always fun. We just began wedding planning, and that is actually so awesome because we get to kind of figure out ways to celebrate our love with other people and just make this a very joyous occasion. My brekkie is pretty much the same every single day. I make myself a coffee with my Nespresso. I've been using Nut Pod's no sugar creamer because I really like it, and it has cinnamon. I think it's like a cinnamon bun flavor. It tastes very good. Just put it into the little frother machine with my little brown sugar and froth that up, put it in there. Typically when I begin work, I spend the first hour to hour and a half reading emails and prepping for the day, because I got to get ready for the meetings and other tasks that might come up. So I just eat my breakfast and do that before anyone starts emailing me or slacking me and all that stuff. So that is essentially my morning routine. It's not very extravagant, it's not very crazy, but it is something that keeps me energized and keeps me feeling like I've accomplished something in the very beginning of my day and helps me stay motivated. So I hope that you really like this video. I'm glad I got to take you along with me, and I hope that this video inspires you to create a morning routine that works for you in your life. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos, make sure that you subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.